Welcome back. This here is Zane Royals and Dan the Man on Skyriver Cantina. We're back for round 2.
Damn, you just said
Force
that.
Awakens.
You didn't even say anything. You just stole it. I was right about to say something. Alright.
Well, you did the last one.
Yeah.
So I figured, you tried that to me one other time. You just out of nowhere just wanted me to do it. Well, I did it.
Yeah, this is part 2 because this movie is...
Such a clusterfuck, it takes 2 times to be able to get through everything.
Yeah, there's a lot to go through. What's the first thing you want to talk about on this episode?
Oh, boy.
What do you dislike?
Okay, so did anybody else... Now, having Force premonitions is totally legit. That's totally legit with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Okay? Having objects that have Force around imbued and everything, giving Force premonitions to a Force sensitive, totally cool. But you see, Vader never collected Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber after he cut off Luke's hand. That fell down the trash chutes at Bespin in the Empire Strikes Back and was lost forever. Never to be found again. It was out of existence. Luke made himself a new lightsaber. And for some reason, all of a sudden, the lightsaber that's Luke Skywalker's lightsaber that she gets the Force premonition from is Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber. The one that was lost. And Luke made his own. Why would Luke go and not keep his new green-bladed lightsaber and go and all the way to Bespin and try searching for a lost lightsaber that was his father's? And by the way, none of that happened.
What if Luke wasn't even a part of trying to find the lightsaber? What if the Cantina lady, what if she was just stumbled upon the lightsaber and just kept it?
She stumbled upon the lightsaber.
Or somebody that she knows.
In the gases of Bespin.
She runs a whole cantina. She goes through a lot of people, so she could have traded a light or something for a lightsaber. She probably has something more valuable.
But the Force premonitions that the girl got from it was from, like, that lightsaber being there with Luke when Kylo Ren was doing that stuff.
Oh.
Remember?
No.
That's my point. Luke no longer had that lightsaber.
Oh yeah, now I remember.
He made his own lightsaber before Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
He had his own lightsaber. That was not Luke's lightsaber that would have been with him when all that would have went down with Kylo Ren.
Maybe the Force was guiding her to have Luke Skywalker be her teacher.
I mean, but that's not the point. I'm talking about the lightsaber. It's the wrong damn lightsaber.
Well, what if the Cantina lady just stumbled upon that lightsaber and then,
Like I just told you, the Force images she saw was as if that lightsaber was there with Luke Skywalker when those things happened.
If that's how they intended it to be shown.
But that lightsaber... Yeah, but that was supposed to be Luke's lightsaber that he had on him when all that stuff went down. Luke didn't have that lightsaber. That was not Luke's lightsaber. Ever. Again. It was his lightsaber till his hand got chopped off, and then it was lost.
Yeah.
And it was never found, ever, and Luke made his new one, and the new one would have been the lightsaber that he would have had when all that stuff happened, his green-bladed one, and that would have been the lightsaber that he would have left behind. That would have been the lightsaber that would have been in that box.
Yeah, but...
Not Anakin Skywalker's. It would have been Luke Skywalker's.
Yeah, I was gonna say something about Luke still having his lightsaber, but I don't think he does. I don't think he has anything anymore. I think he just lives on a hut with the Jedi textbooks. And that's all he has.
Yeah, and then he gets his lightsaber back and he starts using, but it's not his, it's Anakin's. So you see Luke with Anakin's lightsaber and not Luke with his own lightsaber. Like, wrong.
Yeah, with them having all this money and people behind it, they should know some more stuff about Star Wars than...
They wanted... So, like, the whole thing was they were nodding back to Vader with Kylo Ren and having Vader's burnt helmet and mask.
Yeah.
So then, we got to nod back to Anakin with the lightsaber. The lightsaber's gone, lost. They could have found Vader's burnt armor would have been there. Luke's the Anakin Skywalker lightsaber went down and out and into the gas planet and was lost. Nobody would have found that damn thing. It's not an actual planet, like a physical planet for you to go down and land on. We went down in the gases and would have been down and lost in there forever.
Oh, how do you feel about Kylo Ren's anger management? His anger issues. How do you feel about, like, how he portrayed
Vader,
that?
okay, in all actual honesty, let's be real here. Vader had his moments where he threw his fits.
Yeah.
But he did it differently.
Yeah.
Vader killed people.
When
Vader did his moments of tantrums, people died.
Yeah.
Not equipment, people.
He didn't go fuck.
Kylo Ren chops up equipment.
He gives
and he's trying to be like Grandpappy Vader, but he chops up equipment?
Yeah.
No. Being Grandpappy Vader would have let him say what the full bit of the news he had to say, and then you would have force choked him to death. Because that's what Vader did. If you were trying to be like Grandpappy Vader, that's what you would have done.
I remember a scene when Kylo Ren, he got mad and just started cutting a board, whatever, in a room. Two stormtroopers were walking, seeing what was going on, turned back around, and just walked away.
When Rey escaped.
Yeah.
When she escaped using a force power that she had no idea would even exist, or even existed at all.
How to do it, and she kind of briefly, like, I might be force sensitive. She doesn't know fully. She just has an idea.
And, I'm gonna just try to convince this guard in doing this?
And it fucking works. But at that time, she was like, drop your gun too, and the guard, it was so funny, because he was like,
and I will drop my gun, and you will drop your gun, and I will drop my gun, and he drops his gun.
Yeah, and he says it like, oh, well, I already did all this other shit, I might as well, I'm going to take a break.
Come on, man.
That's just what it sounded like he was doing.
It was totally like, it was more like the guy just said, you know what, I've had enough. Like, this is how it sounded. It did not sound like when Obi-Wan said, these are not the droids you were looking for.
Yeah.
These are not the droids we are looking for. And he looked around at the other soldiers and told them that. You know, like, he said, these are not the droids you were looking for. And he's like, these are not the droids we are looking for.
Yeah, but it was just him and her in the room.
And, but even with that, the way it went down, the feel... Okay, this one here is she goes and says that to him, and he says it to him again, and he comes over, and he's like, I'm going to tighten these restraints. She tries it again, and then, like, in that moment in time, he's like, you know what, screw this.
I'm too tired.
Like, screw this. You know what, alright, I'll just go with it. And he just goes with it.
Yeah.
He just repeats it and unlocks the restraints. And then he just walks out and says, and I'm going to drop my gun, and then he drops his gun, like, and just leaves. That's more what it sounds like. Is he like, you know what, I'm a stormtrooper, and I'm tired of being a stormtrooper. I want to quit. And, you know what, this is perfect opportunity. Perfect opportunity to get fired.
Yeah.
And he just went ahead with it. That's what it sounded like.
Like, sorry, she was a Jedi. She did some Jedi tricks to me. I don't know.
But I did like that. I did like that moment. That was one of them other moments in there. Kylo Ren is just trashing that room.
Yeah.
And the two stormtroopers come around the corner and goosh.
Yeah, we're like,
and
we're
they're
not
like,
dealing with that today.
And they're like, no. They turn around and walk back around the corner.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. They were like, nope, we aren't having any of that. We're done. We're out.
At least they're sensible not to walk into danger.
Yeah, they weren't doing that.
What I don't get is why Kylo Ren has a mask. Is that part of the Knights of Ren?
That's it's to me. I feel like it's more like trying to be part of Grandpappy.
Yeah, but it still makes no fucking sense at all. Like the Sith in games, like Revan, he didn't need a mask, but he did it in like honor for what he was doing. But a lot of other people that need masks, like Darth Vader, he needed that shit to breathe, to fucking see.
Yeah, but, I mean, the stormtroopers had masks, so
yeah, but that was for, protection.
I know, so maybe he just did it as, like, having a helmet for protection and to be like Grandpappy Vader.
Still stupid.
Because his mask had that different face shape to it, that it looked like a First Order Stormtrooper mask, but not quite, and it looked like it was maybe kind of nodding to some kind of, like, twisted idea of what Vader's could have maybe been if it was super fancy.
Yeah.
Because, it was all vertical lines right down through the middle, I think. Like, the mask had them, like, sweeping chrome things on them that kind of sweep around the eyes
Kylo?
and sweep down the front.
Kylo?
Yeah.
No, it's just
like a pattern on there.
No, it's just a straight bar for his vision thing.
Yeah, but didn't
he had a little mouthpiece and like gray type stuff to connect the
because there's like they would like little like swirl things that came down around the eyes and came around into the front. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and then he took his mask off. Yeah, he didn't need to wear his mask, but it was just, I think it was just so he could try to feel more like Grandpappy Vader, because that's all he was trying to be, is he was just trying to be Vader.
Yeah, that's what he was striving for.
And he wasn't even Sith. In all actuality, he wasn't even Sith. He wasn't Darth Kylo Ren. He was just Kylo Ren.
Yeah, he took up the name from the Knights of Ren, his apostasy, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, but in all actual honesty, you're trying to be a Sith like Grandpappy, but you ain't got a Sith name.
Yeah. He was introduced with it by Snoke.
Yeah, and this weird Snoke guy.
And Snoke is a clone of Palpatine, I think. I know Snoke is a clone, but I don't know if it's... I think he's a clone of Palpatine because Snoke still has Force abilities.
Well, you want to know something?
But you don't get to know that in any of the movies. You gotta really, deep dive into, who the hell he is.
That's a really messed up clone, man.
Yeah.
The cloning process failed on that one.
That dude was... No, he was a hologram, never mind. I was gonna say he was big as fuck, but I think that was just a hologram the whole time.
That was just a hologram.
Yeah.
Because I seen something of the other one after Snoke's, dead, and he's just, normal sized. That's just the hologram projection making him look big.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
But that shit there was horrible. Kylo Ren didn't need the mask. Also, his lightsaber was not a very well... the idea of having the hilt parts of it, that actually is something kind of legit
Yeah.
Having a hilt, that's actually kind of legit. For,
it was
any
from
sword.
back in the day, too. Like,
but his lightsaber was not focused like it should be.
No, it looked like it was going to explode.
Constantly. It looked more like a flaming sword from D&D than a lightsaber.
It just looked like an electric bolt.
Yeah.
On a hilt.
Fire. It was too fiery. I kind of get the idea of why it was like that, because Kylo Ren was definitely not focused.
Yeah, he was not focused.
But somehow he managed to focus, to do the blaster bolt thing.
Just enough to get it functioning.
He was not a focused Force user at all. And apparently, that was how they wanted it to be. So, I don't know what it was, but Kylo Ren was apparently, from something that I've seen, Kylo Ren was supposed to kind of be, unsure of himself at the beginning of this one. And then by the end, he's supposed to be real sure of himself as a Darksider. But then he fucking switches sides in the last movie to being a Lightsider. He gets saved.
Yeah, well...
But whatever, on that bullshit. We'll get to that one when we get to that one.
Well, it says they're, Force bonded. They're Force bond people. I don't know, exactly what that means, but, fuck. Plagueis and tried to do that with Palpatine, doing, a Force bond, but they couldn't get that to work, because a Force bond is...
That's what happened with Talon and Cade. Talon and Cade got a Force bond when they had shit go down. They ended up with a Force bond, and that's the reason why they ended up being the way they were.
Yeah, well, they tried to do it, but they couldn't for some reason. But, fuck. What was I gonna say?
Palpatine and...
No, they were, born, and the Force just made them connect through the Force. That's why they have that connection through the Force. The connection that they can actually, present each other through the Force, talk to each other through the Force, very clearly, more clearly than we saw in, Vader talking to Luke. Because they can actually be visibly there, because they have a stronger connection with each other. It's supposed to, go between time and space and everything else.
Oh.
I don't know if they're gonna go into that later in movies, or if they're just gonna do something new. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is. But he said, Talon and what's his name had a Force bond. Do you know?
Yeah, they got Force bonded because he had to do something with the Force, and it caused the two of them to become bonded together with a Force bond.
Is that the only other Force bond that you know in the Star Wars that you read or saw?
Yeah.
How many?
That was the only one I've ever known. Because if you're strong enough with the Force, you can reach out and speak to somebody with the Force.
Yeah.
So can a Force ghost.
Yeah.
That's all it doesn't... A Force bond has nothing to do with the ability to reach out and speak to somebody. But that's whatever. But, I suppose it would probably help, I guess, if you had a Force bond. Because, there was another one. Luke and Leia. They had a bond. They didn't understand what it was.
That's true. But they grew up.
And then they figured out what it was.
Yeah, but they were
Luke
also
figured
related.
it out because Luke figured out Vader was his father, and then Luke knew. And he didn't tell Leia. But Leia had kind of started to figure it out. That there's something here. I think, and then Luke says it, and then she's like, yeah, that makes absolute fucking sense now with what I've been feeling.
Yeah. A little weird, but yeah.
here's the thing. No, you know what? I'll save that one for once that gets revealed later.
Okay.
I'll save that one for once that gets revealed later in another movie. Because,
I'm saving stuff too.
We're about to.
These movies aren't good.
I'm about to knock something hard because they sure do it a lot with Luke and Leia. Well, it's going to happen.
Don't worry, we're also going to talk about the other 6 movies because...
we can't just... The other 2 from Disney, and we're going to go over each of the movies individually, but we decided since it was our 7th episode, we'd start with the 7th episode, which was Disney's stuff.
Yeah. And we've always kind of like bashed it in each episode, just a little bit, just a little jab saying, that's not good.
Yeah, so we decided we were just going to go ahead and full on.
We got to get this out of the way.
Full on just let them have it, like, you know.
Oh, in the movie, it doesn't really matter in the story at all. I just thought it was creepy. But in the movie, when Kylo Ren stabs Han Solo and Leia feels it in the Force and she, like, sits down or whatnot and she's, like, grieving over it, there's 2 people in the background that, like, should be, like, working on the computers and they have to, like, churn a whole, like, what would that be? Like, 35 degrees? Like, from the back.
I wasn't paying attention to the people in the background.
But the 2 girls, they were just staring directly at her or directly in the camera, and it made me feel very uncomfortable. It looks like the 2 Shining girls in the hallway. Even the people that was closest to Leia didn't even notice that she was going through shit. But the people that had their back to Leia had to turn their body and look at her going through shit. Made no sense to me, and it kind of scared me a little bit. Because it looked like they were looking at me, watching the movie, and they were like, what are you doing this for?
That's what they were doing. They weren't nobody else in the entire universe saw those 2.
Oh, yeah, it was just me.
You. They turned and looked specifically at you, like, you have managed to make it this far. What is wrong with you? You should have been gone long before now. Yeah. And looking at you like, and you didn't cry over Han dying? You didn't cry over Han dying? They were looking at you with that look, too. I should have cried. I should have cried over Han dying. He is my freaking one of my biggest heroes.
They could have made it into a better scene on how they did it.
He was one of my biggest heroes as a kid. Like, and they killed Han, and I felt... I mean, I knew it was going to happen before the thing because it kind of got revealed because by the time I got to watch it, it long happened. But, so that whole thing was kind of ruined for me, but I just knew that everything was wrong. The whole thing was all wrong anyway, and so the fact that he died, it didn't matter. Yeah. Like, it mattered because you killed Han Solo and you weren't, that was wrong, but you screwed everything up so bad, so horribly, that I don't even care that you killed Han Solo, like, on an emotional level, because it's all fucking jacked so bad that I am just infuriated with them by this point in the movie, that all it does is just go, you know what, you guys absolutely, you nailed the suckage.
Yeah, they nailed it.
Nailed it.
In a terrible, disgusting, terrible way.
Best, worst suckage ever. I managed to pull out of that one right before we hit the point.
Yeah,
there.
Good luck, guys. We got 2 more movies.
Jesus
just to
Christ.
totally trash
and
on
2
them.
I haven't even seen yet. I purposely have not watched them, and now this guy over here is wanting to do this, and so now I have to watch them. I'm not going to buy them. I'm only going to pay the cheap, stupid little cheapy thing and rent them on my Amazon Prime.
Are you gonna do the
video,
watch it on YouTube, like in the part 1 and then the part 2? Have you ever did that?
No, I'm not doing any
Watch
parts
it
or
for free.
nothing. I'm just gonna pay the little like $3-4 and rent that thing. Watch it immediately with full on attention, so I only ever have to watch it once, so I can do this episode that's coming up for it and be done with it, and never ever have to watch it again.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to this week watching it.
Yeah, because if I didn't watch it, I wouldn't have any clue. Because, like I said, I pulled out once I found out that they screwed things up so bad that I did not watch anymore.
Oh,
Okay.
there's one point I wanted to point out. That didn't.
One point that I wanted to point out. Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's this point?
When Kylo force pushes Rey against the tree on Ilum, or Starkiller Base, whatever you want to call it now. But when Finn runs to see if she's okay, he throws the gun on the ground. Why? But, yeah, he picks up the lightsaber, but why? It's still a gun, and he just, no, I'll just grab a lightsaber. And he still manages to
Yeah, here's the thing.
fight.
Here's the thing.
He doesn't even
Finn
know he's
is
force
a
sensitive.
stormtrooper, right? Finn is a stormtrooper. A stormtrooper is trained to use their freaking rifle. And
Yeah.
Finn, and I mean, they probably got trained. He probably got trained with shock batons and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
they would have
for
to do
melee
for, like,
fighting.
yeah.
Okay, you know, like he probably did. So, I mean, it's feasible. Okay, and he probably does know that Ren may be able to block the blaster bolts or not. Doesn't matter. He's still a trained stormtrooper.
Yeah.
And as a trained stormtrooper, he's just going to throw his primary weapon that he's been trained, ingrained in his brain, because that's what they do, is that's your weapon.
Yeah.
And he's going to throw his one weapon that he definitely knows every part inside and out of. He's going to throw that away.
He's like, oh, he has a sword. I need a sword too.
And
Why?
check if she's okay. He's not going to take his gun over there with him and check if she's okay and then decide to grab the lightsaber and leave the gun by her. He just throws it away and goes towards her. I'm sorry, he's a trained stormtrooper. He wouldn't have thrown his weapon away.
And Kylo Ren would have killed him probably very quickly.
Kylo Ren could have killed him. He didn't matter.
Yeah, he
Finn
didn't matter
did
at
not
all.
matter, and Rey did. So the fact that, I mean, he didn't need to entertain anything with Finn. He literally could have just force choked Finn to death.
I guess Finn was just that good.
No. It's called plot armor.
He had a lot of it.
Oh, yeah.
All of them had a lot of it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they were just dunked right in with plot armor.
Oh, yeah.
Because even when she, I guess she was a good pilot, and I guess she, like, knew her.
But how did she become a good pilot? She never fucking flew anything or left the planet.
Well, I guess she flew stuff, but she also did scavenge through the ships.
Okay, but a scavenger doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be able to fly.
No, but I did read that she was a good pilot. Which
But-
could have been after the fact.
But my thing is how are you a good pilot when you've never flown off the planet?
Oh, she didn't want to leave the planet. She was waiting for her parents.
Oh, yeah, I know. But you've never actually plotted a hyperspace course. You've never actually done anything with a fucking actual working starship at all. You have stayed on that planet your entire life scavenging
Yeah.
to survive.
She probably flew it around
So-
like in the atmosphere, but
So,
not long term.
but what? She had a speeder bike.
Oh, she could have like flew around other stuff because you know
Who's-
you know the one guy that gave her rations, the guy behind the cage. He was there to look after Rey as a kid when her parents left. I didn't read up too much on the story, but kind of.
No, what he was is he was a master of child labor.
Yeah, that's what she got into. Because
that's all it was. Like,
yeah.
Like, what's his name? What's his name off of Guardians of the Galaxy?
Fucking who?
The guy that fucking picked up Star-Lord.
Fuck, I don't know. I was big on that a while ago, but
I cannot remember his name right now. But that dude was a better father to freaking Star-Lord than this guy to this girl.
Well, obviously.
He did massive child labor on him and had him doing all kinds of shit for him. But he was way better to the kid than this guy was to this girl. This guy was literally
a good guy.
Like this guy was literally just, you're my freaking damn slave to go out and get stuff, and if you get me enough stuff, I'll give you some food.
Well, that's how, like, everybody did it. Even in the Obi-Wan show, that's how they did it. Obi-Wan worked in, like, a mining or whatnot to cut meat, and they would give them meat, and he would get credits or whatever, however they did it back. Yeah. I didn't watch all of it.
But it was pretty trash.
But Kylo Ren did get a big scar on his face.
Oh yeah.
So now he has a reason to wear a mask.
But my whole thing about that is Finn should have been dead.
Yeah.
Rey, I can understand why Rey wouldn't be dead, because Kylo Ren wanted to turn Rey.
Yeah.
He saw potential and wanted to turn Rey. So I can understand why Rey would live. But Finn was nothing.
Yeah, but Finn held up a better fight than Rey did.
And the other thing is...
Which I don't get, because Rey fought a lot with her staff on the... Jakku, where she was
And
at.
the thing is she was swinging her lightsaber like she was swinging her staff. She was doing big, heavy baseball swings, attacks with her freaking lightsaber. Yeah. Okay? No, that's not how you need to do with a lightsaber. A lightsaber weighs...
She doesn't know that.
The lightsaber, you would. Yeah, you would. The blade weighs nothing. Only the handle has any weight. And she's doing these huge, heavy, massive power swings.
If she's only using the staff, then that's all she knows.
And she's using these huge, heavy power swings that are telegraphing exactly what she's going to do before she even gets the swing off. Like, I could defend against this woman with a lightsaber if she's coming at me, because I'm going to know what she's going to do before she does it.
And she only gets good at it because he says, I can show you the ways of the Force. And then she was like, oh yeah, the Force. And then she closes her eyes. And then she was like, I can do this. And then she does it.
And she still wasn't good at it.
Well, she left him with the scar. The move was cool because...
She still wasn't good at it.
She was like...
She still wasn't good at it.
Yeah, no, because... Yeah.
I'm sorry. But from the things that I've seen, even in later movies
Kylo
with
Ren,
them, she still isn't good at it.
Kylo Ren could have killed them both because...
It's called plot armor.
Like, Luke Skywalker trained him.
Like...
And he killed, I don't know, I think 6 other, like, Padawan Jedi learners in the school that Luke was making.
Yeah, it was all just, no.
So the way... I guess they're pretty skilled then, huh? With combat. Or fucking... Kylo Ren sucks at lightsaber combat. Maybe he's good with the Force, he just sucks at lightsaber combat.
No.
But that wouldn't fit his character at all because he's more aggressive. He has anger issues.
He's gonna be way better with a lightsaber.
Yeah.
He should be.
Than just mentally doing shit.
And the thing is It was a horrible fight scene. Absolutely horrible. Decisions that were made for that fight scene make very little sense. Or no sense at all. Rey literally looked like a little kid swinging a freaking baseball bat trying to hit somebody. That's what she looked like the entire time. She's taking these huge baseball bat swings. Like, all right, I'll throw you a fastball this time. Like, you gonna hit it? Like that's like she was playing freaking baseball or softball. Like, for real.
Yeah.
Like, she sucked. Okay. And the whole time they're trying to make it where she could just do these things with no training, has these powers. There's no connection to her.
Yeah, no training at all.
There's no connection at all to her character. Like, there's no real connection. There's nothing to connect to. She just can do these things and do them well and whatever, but they're not actually well. Like an actual real trained Jedi or Sith or Knight of Ren, he should have been able to take her out in no time flat because she sucked that much with a lightsaber.
Well, she hasn't had any training yet. That's why she's going to Luke to get training.
Yeah, but the thing is my point is quite literally, she should have lost that fight in the first second.
Yeah.
Finn should have been dead. She should have lost. The only reason why they didn't is it's called plot armor.
Yeah. That's true. I can't say it's not.
That's it. That's the only reason. Plot armor.
Shit, what else was I gonna say that I didn't like about it?
Like I said, Kylo was hit by a blaster bolt because he was kind of just... He was, once again, not focused because he just killed his father. And he got shot with a blaster bolt. So he was a little bit weakened because he got hit with a blaster bolt. But, that being said, that's not going to put Finn and Rey anywhere near equal footing for Kylo Ren. Because at the end of the fucking day, Kylo Ren can just force choke Finn to death. You just grab him because Finn has no way of defending himself against it. He could literally just grab him and force choke him to death. And that's done. Or grab him and yank him to him and skewer him with his lightsaber. You know, it's like...
Yeah.
And he's dead. And then that only leaves Rey. And... Rey is chump change.
Yeah, she's force sensitive, but he has training under his belt. Rey has nothing.
But then Rey can just, be good enough to fight him?
I don't think so, because
no.
Jedi still needed a lot of training to be doing a lot of shit they do.
Yeah, they showed that in the prequels.
Yeah.
And they also showed that in the original 3. Obi-Wan started training Luke with the little floaty ball right away when they got on the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
To block blaster bolts.
Yeah.
Right away started training him that.
She didn't even get none of that.
He started training him that shit right away. And then he didn't get to finish that stuff, but Luke went to Yoda. Yoda didn't really train him with a lightsaber that we see, but Yoda was training him the other ways with the Force.
Yeah.
Okay? So, that we've seen, he didn't get to, do much with a lightsaber against, in training.
No, probably later on he got more lightsaber training.
Then he goes to fight Vader, and he's not going to beat Vader in any way.
No, he's a lord at that point. Very powerful. He's at like the peak of.
And Luke is just not going to defeat Vader. He's gonna lose. And so, I mean, they make Rey as the Luke Skywalker of this trilogy of movies.
Yeah, but
She's supposed to be the replacement Luke. And
Vader didn't want to kill Luke, though.
But you know, and Ren doesn't want to kill Rey.
Well,
Ren
yeah,
doesn't
you're right,
want to kill Rey.
she has a map to Skywalker.
But that's beside the point. He wants to turn Rey, just like Vader wanted to turn Luke.
No,
it's a freaking remake.
He wants to kill.
It's
Luke.
a remake. Vader don't want to kill Luke.
No, Ben, Kylo, he wants to kill Luke.
Yeah, but he
That's
doesn't
what
want
his
to.
whole
But he
mission
doesn't
is.
want to kill Rey. He wants to turn Rey. Rey is supposed to basically be the replacement of Luke in these three movies. She's the one that's got to learn the Force from the Master. The whole damn thing is nothing but a remake of the first three movies they ever made: A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi.
Oh yeah.
That's the whole thing of it. It's nothing but copy-paste of those. But this time we're going to have the girl be the lead, and she's going to be able to do everything perfectly, unlike Luke, because she's a woman, and she can do it perfectly because she's a woman.
Yeah, and everything, like, everybody becomes friends right away.
Everybody becomes friends right away. It's all cool.
There's no character arc in a lot of them.
And, well, apparently there was a character arc for Kylo, and it was supposed to go a certain way, and he was actually supposed to.
Well, yeah,
He was actually supposed to, at the end of it, he was supposed to, in the very end of the trilogy, he was supposed to actually be full confident Sith and go on from there at the end, being Sith. But what is it, the Reylos or
The Knights of Ren?
No, the Rey Kylo fans that wanted Rey and Kylo Ren to become a couple.
Oh, yeah, I don't know the fandom name.
They wanted them to become a couple. They won out, and so he became back to the good side to be with Rey.
You know, they could have just been friends. You know, just doing battles and shit.
But the thing is they have stated that Rey is Rey Skywalker. And so then Kylo Ren is Ben Solo. Ben Solo's mother is Leia Organa.
Yeah.
Luke's sister.
Yeah.
Rey is Luke's daughter.
Rey
is Luke's daughter.
Well, no, Rey is,
I'm telling you, they quite literally, that's the way it's going to end, is that they've accepted it. Rey is Rey Skywalker. She is a Skywalker. She is Luke's daughter. So, Kylo.
Well, in, canon, she has actual parents, but she took the name because, Solo was the last Skywalker. Or, fucking Ben Solo was the last Skywalker. Technically, in the line of chains, even though he was a Solo, he was still in the line, in the family tree, the bloodline of Skywalker. So she chose to say Skywalker in the memory of Ben Solo. Previously, Kylo Ren. That's inappropriate.
Rey Skywalker. Ben Solo. Cuzzies. That's where we're going.
Well, no, their grandparents were business partners. Because Palpatine's clone, which would technically be Palpatine, so
I want to know where you're getting this from.
is in the book, in comic books. They had to make all of this stuff to cover up their tracks from the plot holes that they made to make this story make sense.
Yeah, well, they turned around and screwed that up in their own movies, and after that.
Well, yeah, they're gonna continue.
Like, the next
doing
thing that they're doing on their movies is it's Rey Skywalker, and she actually is Luke Skywalker's daughter.
Where are you getting this information from?
From things on new stuff about what they're going to do with the next movies.
Is it real?
Yeah, it's from Disney.
I haven't read.
She is Rey Skywalker. She, like, we're talking about The Force Awakens, which is the first one in this trilogy. And then in the last one of the trilogy, Rise of Skywalker, she said she apparently finds out she's a Skywalker, claims to be a Skywalker, whatever. But in the next thing coming out after that, it is that Rey is Rey Skywalker.
Okay, so
Ben Solo.
Is Ben still Ben Solo?
Ben Solo is still Ben Solo. And so you got Rey Skywalker and Ben Solo.
I hope they don't do anything like fucking...
They got the
like
whatever the...
Like the Luke and Leia kiss.
Oh, they did that. They did that.
Oh, yeah, they did.
They did that.
They did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look at Star Wars, man.
They are getting that cousin loving going on right
they gotta
there.
Stop it. With
I wonder if
Star Wars.
whoever wrote this definitely came from Arkansas.
I don't, they need to get their shit straight. It's too big of a galaxy for this shit to happen.
Twice in the same family? No.
Yeah,
that's
twice
Arkansas
in the same family.
Shit.
What?
That's Arkansas.
Cross universes too. That's wild.
Yeah.
They gotta get their shit together.
That's what I'm telling you. Like, they are basically copy pasting George Lucas's stuff and trying to just rewrite the whole story to fit their agenda.
Yeah.
And put things in how they want to fit their agenda. They are trying to make these as the ones that follow so they can try to maybe keep the fans from before and keep that money coming in. But in all actuality, they're just trying to copy paste what was already done with a twist to it so they can say that it's theirs and then run their whole thing out and just probably try to phase out George Lucas's stuff at some point. Except that the fans from then, for those 6 movies, are so hardcore that they're screwing it up for Disney. Because we're not letting go.
We'll see where that goes, though.
I mean...
We'll see on the next movie that comes out.
Okay, there was something else besides the lightsaber. Oh, what I talked about off the recording with you. So, okay, I do respect a little bit that they did the second trench run, like with the Star Killer base, because as I was telling you about all the X-Wings pilots all take the simulation of the trench run. So to me, there was a small nod to that, because every X-Wing pilot after Luke and Wedge did the trench run on the Death Star in the comics and in the books that I was reading, every single X-Wing pilot, not the A-Wing pilots, Y-Wing pilots, or any of the other ones, every single X-Wing pilot is required to get a very good score on a simulation of running the trench run on the Death Star simulation. So, in actuality, those X-Wing pilots would be able to fly that trench run on the Star Killer base just fine, because every single one of them would have taken that simulation.
That's still a copy and paste.
It's still a copy-paste. It's still a copy-paste. But I get less pissed off about the copy-paste part of that than I normally am about copy-paste, because I know that all those X-Wing pilots, technically, all those X-Wing pilots would know how to do that trench run.
Honestly, they need to get their own, a different spiel. Alright, we had 2 Death Stars and a fucking Star Killer planet.
Which was nothing but a really huge version of the Death Star.
Yeah, same fucking thing. They need something else. And the Maleficent was something else, something new.
Yeah, it was, I mean, they had ion cannons and stuff, but what they did is they made a big ion cannon that could knock out an entire area. It was like an area effect ion cannon. It was a big old thing, shot it out, and it would sweep over multiple ships in that field until it dissipated when it got too far away and its energy level went down from the shot and it would dissipate. But you could, if 3-4 ships were there and a dozen starfighters and you fired that, you could ion cannon blast all of those in that circle.
Yeah.
Nobody else had something like that. They just had the regular ion cannons like turbo lasers on their starships, you know, and it took time to wear down with ion.
What's up with their obsession blowing up planets? Why do they always want to blow up planets? I get it's a fear tactic, but there's other ways to strike fear than just blowing up planets.
Like I said, so Disney literally was just copy pasting Star Wars, but
they
like
blew up 5 planets.
if we go into the minds of the people in the story, Kylo Ren was trying to be like Darth Vader. Okay, they had, and I mean Darth Vader didn't actually support the Death Star. In actuality, he didn't, but Darth Vader was part of the whole thing that had the Death Star. And Kylo Ren doesn't actually know how Vader felt or didn't feel about the Death Stars. He just knows that grandfather was part of the Empire. They had Death Stars, so we need to make big Death Star. Okay? The command structure and everything went, the Death Star, because apparently the Death Star actually was used besides just like the one that got completed, besides just blowing up Alderaan, apparently before that it had been used on a couple of other things.
Like
before blowing up Alderaan. And so it was a very effective weapon and station. I mean, you could put thousands of starfighters on there and ships.
Yeah, they were living on that.
So it was a very effective base of operation that could move from galaxy to galaxy, or from star system to star system.
Like a moon military base.
Yeah, it was a very big movable base that had a huge artillery cannon.
Yeah.
That could blow up anything. So, I mean, it was a very effective thing. So then, I guess that Starkiller Base, I am going to assume, maybe had the ability to do hyperspace travel.
Yeah, but that's a whole planet.
Well, Zenema Zekot was a planet. In the canon, Zenema Zekot was a planet that literally could hyperspace. The entire planet could hyperspace. It was the Yuuzhan Vong original frickin' homeworld or whatever. And it literally could hyperspace from place to place. It was I should have read more.
Maybe if they made it mobile, I think they would probably make it mobile.
But the thing is, they're going to have to make that planet mobile because there's only so many suns so close that they can suck dry to fire before they gotta move.
They're going to have to move eventually after they fill up the fucking...
Unless they're just going to abandon that Starkiller base and make a new one somewhere.
Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense.
So that's the thing about on that one. I just don't understand what their strategy... Really what the strategy is, other than I'm just thinking that they are trying to redo. If we go away from let's not talk about Disney trying to redo what Lucas did. Let's go to the First Order is trying to redo what the Empire did.
Yeah.
Okay, so the First Order is trying to build themselves up and back to what the Empire's glory was.
They're really fucking trying.
And so that's what they did, is they made a even bigger. I mean, the first Death Star. Then the second Death Star was bigger than the first Death Star. Well, we got to make it bigger than that, so we make it the third Death Star, and we call it the Starkiller Base, and we make it into a planet. But, as we discussed in part 1, that wouldn't have worked. It would not have worked. It would have had to have shot that beam through hyperspace. And that means that people would not have seen this streaking of energy flying across through space and that, like when they're looking up and they're seeing this. Because you remember that?
Unless they're standing there for a couple of years,
and seen it go by. Like, this is traveling at the speed of light. It's not traveling faster than the speed of light, because faster than the speed of light means hyperspace. So we've proven that.
Well, they would just say science mumbo jumbo.
Science mumbo jumbo, nothing. At least Star Wars, even though there was a couple of things that they had not quite, like, at least was in the realm of science fiction.
Yeah, they got whole books that, like,
Displays,
like, little shit, like how a lightsaber works.
Disney is in the whole thing of science fantasy. It's not science fiction anymore. It's straight up science fantasy.
Yeah.
We're just dreaming up things, and that's how it's going to work. And Force Awakens was one of those horrible ones. Oh, yeah. And, like, the freaking chick, the Stormtrooper chick.
Captain Phasma?
Yeah, she had like 91 seconds of screen time, and she gets thrown in a trash can.
Yeah.
She was supposed to be this super badass, and she gets thrown in a trash compactor.
You don't see her like at all, like in fighting. You don't get to see her fight. I think you see her fight once. And the same guy that the first guy you see in the movie, the old man that has the plans or whatnot.
Yeah.
That he gives to Poe. You don't see him after that at all. I think he dies. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they kill everybody in the village.
Yeah, they burn everything down and shoot everything. There's a lot of characters that they bring up and you don't get to see anything else about it. But, like, I get it for, like, some characters, Some characters, and, like, the background characters doesn't really matter, but, like, important characters, like, I'm not gonna get into this right now because this is, like, other movies coming after this one that has that problem a lot, in a big way, and it's kind of irritating.
Yeah, and Leia would have force sensed that Han died because she was force sensitive, and that was somebody she was connected to.
Yeah, I get that. That's was very plausible.
I was just kind of going over a few of the things in my head. So that was plausible, definitely. But the lightsaber, no. That should have been...
Chewbacca running away from the fucking...
Chewbacca running away, yeah.
Yeah. Hell, big no.
Oh, there was something else, though.
From me?
Oh, you did say that at least Ray gave him a reason to wear the mask now.
Yeah.
But now I don't think he wears the mask anymore, now that he's got the scar.
Yeah, he just says, oh, I already look badass. I don't need a mask.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing?
It's fucking just... I don't know, man. I don't know what the hell they're
But,
saying.
like, he can, extract shit from your mind, like, force extract shit from your mind. And he does that frequently, but he always waits a long period of time to do anything. To, like, force extract. He waits, like, a good hour, maybe, in their time.
Huh. Yeah.
Alright, well, this has been part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, it is available right now on Spotify. It will be available on YouTube. The Skyriver Cantina, same name. This has been with Dan the Man and Zane Rolls. We'll catch you back next time.
Y'all have a good one.